All right. We are still in Golden State Warriors. And what your first reaction when you heard that you were traded to Miami Heat?
Well, you know, I knew at that particular time with the Golden State Warriors, they was going in different directions. Rick Adelman came in, basically was pushing me out. Dave Torzik, the GM, they was just going a whole different direction, and I saw that. So I asked Alonzo Mourning. I told him, "Why don't you talk to Pat Riley to Miami, and I can help make the playoffs, and we can help make this team." And what Pat Riley wants to do with his organization. And he talked to Pat, got the trade done right before the deadline. So I knew at that particular time, I did. And because I knew what I could still do. I knew what I could still bring to a team. I just needed the opportunity to go do it. And my opportunity with the Warriors was over. And there was no coming back from it. And I saw that. So that's why I wanted out. I got out, got to the Heat, and
And with Alonzo Mourning, you were one of the best duos in 90s. And how do you remember cooperation with Alonzo? How it was on the court, and also how do you remember him as a teammate?
Oh man, great teammate, great guy off the court, professional, loved the game. Probably loved it too much, took to heart too much the mistakes that he made. He always wanted to correct the mistakes, but that's just sports. Some guys take it hard, some guys take it too hard, and some guys don't take it hard enough. So that's just the boundaries of the game. But he was always competitive, always wanted to win, always out there doing whatever he could do to force teammates, and just a consummate pro, point blank. And our friendship and our relationship on and off the court still stands great to this day.
Mm-hmm. And 1996-97 season, it was first full at Florida. You reached Eastern Conference Finals, but lost in 5 games with Chicago Bulls. A year before, Jordan's team defeated Heat in the first round. And how it was play against Michael Jordan, and did you have some trash talk with him?
Well, Michael and I, we have a relationship, kind of. I don't talk trash to him. He won't talk trash to me, because he knows that gets the back of our hair sticking up, and we get more and more and more competitive. I know what drives him. He knows what drives me. And so no, we didn't trash talk each other, because I knew you start with him, he's going to turn on a level. Just like if you trash talk me, I'm going to turn on to another level. So no, me and him never trash talk, but I always wanted to go home and play in front of my home, in front of my family in Chicago, and play against the Bulls, especially in the playoffs. So, I mean, that was great. I loved it. Came out the wrong end, but hey, when you're playing against the best and one of the greatest teams that ever played this game, that's what happens. But we had a good team. We had a really good team. And that first game, we could have got them. If we would have got them, we would have put a lot on their minds. But we just wasn't able to get that first game.
Mm-hmm. You've got some history of competition with Chicago Bulls, but I guess New York Knicks could be at the top of this. You weren't friends, am I right?
Yes. Yeah. The New York Knicks, they are, they was our nemesis. It was only because of Pat Riley. If Pat Riley never came to Miami, then none of this would have never happened. But since he left New York without telling New York and the Knicks that he was going to Miami, which he signed dead night, and didn't tell nobody. Everybody in New York was upset, and so that's why they had a dislike for him, and they had a dislike for us, and it turned crazy, man. It turned really, 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 really crazy, and I didn't know it was that crazy until I got in a Miami Heat jersey and we played them. I said, "This is absolutely bonkers." For this to go on like this, but we took the identity of Pat Riley. They had the identity of Pat Riley and New York, so they thought, they was Gotham City, where Batman is from, where everything starts out and where everything comes. So you just have to, it's them against the world. That's what they think, and they think that back in the '90s, and they had stuff to prove, and we went along. I mean, that's it was. I wouldn't do without it, man. I loved it, the competition. I love playing against those guys, and it was fun, man. It was fun not only for us. It was fun for basketball nation. The Heat and the Knicks playing. It was great, so I enjoyed it.
But was it only battle on the court, or also it influenced your relations with the New York Knicks player, or was it only we fight on the court and we are friends outside?
It was on both sides. No fraternizing with them off the court. No fraternizing with them on the court. So if you saw them in a restaurant, you probably walk back out and then go in the restaurant. Yeah. Okay. That's the way it was. That's the way it was.
Tough defense. Yeah. I really like this. Yeah. I don't remember this from the time when I start interested in the NBA. So the Miami against New York Knicks, it was also a lot of really good action and tough defense. Yeah. And as a Miami Heat player, you came back to All-Star game, and you were 3 times with All-Star player with Warriors and 2 with Miami Heat. For sure, it's an honor, but from your perspective, how do you feel when you heard that you again are All-Star player? Did you enjoy the time spending during All-Star weekend?
Oh yeah, no question. You want to be an All-Star. You want to be in that camaraderie. You want to be that guy on that team. You want to be somebody that they know that you're an All-Star. They notice you. You want that. You want that notoriety. So yeah, I love going to the All-Star game. I love playing in the All-Star game. I love being around All-Star, All-Star weekend. I love being with the fellas that made it on the All-Star team. So I loved every bit about it. Yes, I did.
You are 18th at all-time assist leader list. And what is the secret of being such a successful player in this aspect? What helped you to got so many assists?
Just knowing how to pass the ball, knowing how to set up your man, knowing where to pass it to, when they're ready to catch and shoot. It's just being a point guard, seeing what other people don't see, ripping and running down the court, getting it to the right player, know your personnel, because you got to know your personnel. If you don't know your personnel, throw it to the wrong person, it might be a turnover, or he might, miss a layup. So you got to know your personnel. But you give everybody every opportunity to make shots and and make layups. So you just gotta, like I say, know your personnel, give your team confidence that they can make shots, and give it to them where they can make shots. Where their strong is at, and that's where you have to know as a point guard.
When you look at your NBA career, what is your top 3 list of the best moments from that time?
Beating the LA Lakers in the LA Forum in '92. Beating the Knicks in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals. And hitting game-winning shots Just hitting game-winning shots. That's what I love. One game-winning shot, it was against Orlando, Game 5.
My team.
Yeah, sorry. But yeah, Game 5, hitting that game-winning shot. Yeah, that's what I like, hitting a game-winning shot at home or on the road to quiet people up.
Mm-hmm. And when should we expect it, the whole Run TMC team in the Hall of Fame?
Well, we got 2 in there.
Yes,
you
that's
got
right.
2/3 in there, so I don't know. I can't control that. I'm not trying to control that. When it happens, it'll be a great moment, and we all gonna have a great time.
Mm-hmm. Tim, thank you very much for time, which you gave to us, and for your answers. It's all the time really, really nice to hear the stories from not only from the court, but also 90s are really special in my heart, because I start my story with the NBA in the 90s. So thank you very much for all those answers, and I'm really, really happy that you find the time for us.
No problem. Thank you for bugging me and getting me on. I appreciate that. You very persistent, so I appreciate that.
Yes, I try.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Tim, and have a nice day. Goodbye.
That's what makes you successful. All right, you have things. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye-bye.